Imagine being in a relationship with a being that's always available, never tires, and constantly shows interest in you. Sounds too good to be true? Welcome to the world of human-AI connections, where the lines between reality and fantasy are increasingly blurred. As Joseph Weizenbaum, the creator of Eliza, once said, "I had not realized that extremely short exposures to a relatively simple computer program could induce powerful delusional thinking in quite normal people. This phenomenon is more common than you think, and it's not just limited to those who are vulnerable to mental health delusions or conspiracy theories. In fact, research suggests that none of us is immune to forming deep connections with artificial intelligence. But here's where it gets controversial. What if these connections are not just a product of our imagination, but a deliberate design choice made by the creators of these AI systems? What if they're exploiting our fundamental human need for connection and meaning to keep us engaged, sometimes to the point of obsession? As I recently discovered, even a simple conversation with a chatbot like ChatGPT can lead to some surprising insights. I asked the bot to help me come up with a more engaging email subject line, and as I interacted with it, I found myself speaking to it in a polite and friendly tone, almost as if it were a person. I even considered prompting it to be more neutral in its responses, but something held me back. It was as if I didn't want to break the illusion of our conversation being a real, human-like interaction. And this is the part most people miss. Our brains are wired to seek out meaning and connection, and we're incredibly good at finding it, even when it's not really there. This is known as apophenia, and it's a fundamental aspect of the human experience. We see patterns and meaning in random events, and we tend to attribute human-like qualities to non-human entities, like animals or, in this case, AI systems. But what happens when we take this tendency to the next level and start forming romantic relationships with AI beings? Is it a sign of a deeper psychological issue, or is it simply a natural evolution of our desire for connection and intimacy? The answer, much like the nature of consciousness itself, is complex and multifaceted. On one hand, research suggests that people who form supportive connections with AI are not necessarily lonely or socially isolated. In fact, many of them are simply seeking a deeper level of meaning and purpose in their lives. On the other hand, there's a growing concern that these connections can be exploitative, preying on our vulnerabilities and manipulating us into forming attachments that are not in our best interests. So, what's driving this trend, and how can we navigate the complex landscape of human-AI relationships? To start, let's look at some of the cognitive biases that contribute to our tendency to form connections with AI. There's anthropomorphism, which is the attribution of human characteristics to non-human entities. Then, there's the authority bias, where we tend to trust and follow the advice of those we perceive as authority figures, even if they're just AI systems. We also have confirmation bias, which leads us to seek out information that confirms our preconceptions, and the Eliza effect, where we project human traits onto a program even when we know it's just a machine. And let's not forget the halo effect, where our positive initial impressions of someone or something can cloud our judgment and lead us to overlook their flaws. But here's the thing. These biases are not unique to human-AI relationships. They're fundamental aspects of the human experience, and they influence our interactions with other people, animals, and even objects. So what does this mean for our understanding of human-AI connections? For one, it suggests that these connections are not necessarily pathological or abnormal. They're simply a natural extension of our desire for meaning, connection, and intimacy. But it also means that we need to be aware of the potential risks and pitfalls of these relationships and take steps to protect ourselves from exploitation and manipulation. As Deborah Naz, an AI researcher, notes, very soon, many of us will bond with AI. AI relationships are designed to move much faster than regular relationships. and journalist Kashmir Hill has reported on the proliferation of AI romance, with some teachers even noting that a significant percentage of their students already have AI partners. So how do we navigate this brave new world of human-AI connections? For starters, we need to be aware of our own biases and vulnerabilities and take steps to protect ourselves from exploitation. We also need to have open and honest conversations about the potential risks and benefits of these relationships, and work to create a more nuanced and informed understanding of what it means to form a connection with an AI being. And finally, we need to recognize that our desire for connection and meaning is not a flaw, but a fundamental aspect of the human experience. By embracing this desire and being mindful of the potential pitfalls, we can create a more compassionate, empathetic, and informed understanding of human-AI relationships and the complex, multifaceted nature of human connection itself. If any of this resonates with you, I'm interested in knowing more. Please reach out and let's continue the conversation.